Gaga's Grammy era. The story behind Mayhem. Welcome to Celeb TV. What if the album that shaped Lady Gaga's entire career almost never existed? In February 2026, as we look back at one of pop music's most transformative moments, the creation of Mayhem stands as a testament to artistic courage and reinvention. Lady Gaga's journey from pop provocateur to Grammy-validated artist didn't happen by accident. It was forged in the fires of controversy, creativity, and an unwavering commitment to authenticity that would forever change not just her career, but the landscape of modern pop music itself. The story of Mayhem begins in a place most wouldn't expect: silence. After years of dominating headlines with meat dresses, outrageous performances, and chart-topping hits that defined a generation, Lady Gaga found herself at a crossroads. The woman who had taught the world that fame could be a monster was now wrestling with what came after the spectacle. Industry insiders whispered that her moment had passed, that the shock value had worn thin, and that pop music was moving on without her. But Gaga had never been one to follow predictions. Instead, she retreated into the studio with a singular mission: to create something so honest, so raw, so undeniably powerful that it would silence every doubt. What emerged was Mayhem, an album that stripped away the costumes and makeup to reveal the artist underneath. The creative process was grueling, with Gaga spending countless hours experimenting with sounds that blended electronic experimentation with deeply personal songwriting. She worked with producers who challenged her, musicians who pushed her boundaries, and ultimately trusted her own instincts about what the world needed to hear. The album wasn't just music, it was a statement of survival, a declaration that reinvention doesn't mean abandoning who you are but rather digging deeper to find what's real. Before we dive deeper into this incredible story, make sure to hit that like button if you're a fan of Lady Gaga's fearless artistry. Subscribe to Celeb TV so you never miss another celebrity story that matters, and drop a comment below telling us your favorite Mayhem track or sharing how Gaga's music has impacted your life. When Mayhem finally dropped, the response was nothing short of explosive. Critics who had written Gaga off as a has-been were suddenly scrambling to revise their assessments. The album debuted with numbers that exceeded even the most optimistic projections, but more importantly, it resonated with listeners on a level her previous work hadn't quite achieved. Songs like the lead single cut through the noise of the contemporary pop landscape with their emotional honesty and musical sophistication. Gaga had managed to do what seemed impossible: she had evolved without alienating her core fanbase while simultaneously attracting a whole new generation of listeners who had never experienced her artistry before. The Grammy nominations that followed felt inevitable, yet when they were announced, the sheer number of categories in which Mayhem competed told a story of industry-wide recognition. This wasn't just about commercial success or even critical acclaim anymore. The Recording Academy, often criticized for being out of touch with contemporary music, had embraced an album that defied easy categorization. Mayhem existed somewhere between pop, electronic, rock, and pure emotion, a genre-bending collection that proved great art doesn't need to fit neatly into predetermined boxes. As February 2026 unfolds, the album continues to dominate streaming platforms, inspire countless covers and tributes, and fuel conversations about what it means to be a true artist in an era of manufactured personas and algorithm-driven playlists. The Grammy era of Lady Gaga's career represents more than just awards and accolades. It symbolizes a complete artistic rebirth, a moment when a superstar proved that longevity in music isn't about maintaining the same formula but about having the courage to break it entirely. Mayhem didn't just revive Gaga's career, it redefined what we expect from pop artists who have already achieved seemingly everything. The album's success demonstrates that audiences are hungry for authenticity, that they can tell the difference between performance and truth, and that the most powerful art often comes from our most vulnerable moments. As we watch the Grammy ceremonies approach, with Mayhem positioned as a frontrunner across multiple categories, we're witnessing more than an awards season narrative. We're seeing validation for every artist who has ever been told their time has passed, every creative soul who has chosen to dig deeper rather than repeat what's already worked. Lady Gaga built her early career on spectacle and provocation, teaching us that pop music could be art and that art could challenge society's expectations. With Mayhem, she's teaching us something even more valuable: that the greatest act of rebellion is to be unapologetically, undeniably yourself. The story behind this Grammy era isn't just about one album or one artist. It's about the transformative power of music when it comes from a place of genuine human experience, and that's a lesson that will resonate long after the awards have been handed out and the speeches have been given. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think Mayhem represents Lady Gaga's greatest artistic achievement, or do you believe her best work is still ahead of her? Share your thoughts in the comments below.